If you believe that gender has nothing to do with awakening, this video will challenge you. If you believe that women are somehow less capable of reaching enlightenment, this video will destroy that idea. And if you've never asked yourself this question at all, then it's time you do. Because today, we're going to examine how one of the world's most profound spiritual traditions has struggled and still struggles with the place of women on the path to liberation. I'm Silent Flame, and I believe truth burns through tradition, comfort, and even sacred texts. Let's begin. Buddhism teaches that there is no self, that enlightenment is beyond body, beyond thought, beyond identity, and yet, across centuries, countries, and sects, women were told, you cannot awaken fully, not in this life. In early scriptures, we find statements like, only a man can become a fully enlightened Buddha. A woman must first be reborn as a man to reach final liberation. How can these statements exist in a tradition that denies the permanent self and thus denies the significance of gender at the ultimate level? This is not just a theological glitch. It's a fracture in the foundation, a conflict between truth and patriarchy. Let's rewind 2,500 years. Siddhartha Gautama, a prince who walked away from luxury and caste, achieved awakening. He began teaching monks, but when his stepmother Mahapajapat asked to join the monastic order, he hesitated. Eventually, he allowed women to ordain reluctantly with 8 extra rules. These rules positioned nuns beneath monks, regardless of age or seniority. Why? Some say it was cultural. Some say it was to protect the fragile new order from social backlash. Some say it was fear. Others say it wasn't the Buddha at all, but later redactors. Whatever the case, the effect was real. Women could practice, but not as equals. And over centuries, this inequality calcified into institutional exclusion. Entire traditions lost the lineage of female ordination. Monasteries refused to accept women. Texts were interpreted or manipulated to affirm male superiority. Pali Canon, Theravada tradition. Many point to the Therigatha, verses of awakened women, as proof that enlightenment is genderless. These poems, written by nuns who reached arahantship, are full of fire, courage, and freedom. But elsewhere in the canon, we find the controversial passage, no woman can become a fully enlightened Sammasambuddha, not just because of body, but because of merit. Yet in the same texts, women attain arahantship, full liberation. So what's going on? The answer lies in distinction. Sammasambuddha, a Buddha who discovers the path alone. Arahant, one who follows the path to full awakening. The claim was, a woman can awaken, but not become a world-teaching Buddha. Mahayana texts. Here the story shifts. The Vimalakirti Sutra features a female deity who instantly swaps bodies with a monk to shatter his gender bias. In the Lotus Sutra, a dragon princess attains Buddhahood instantly as a woman. This was revolutionary, not only for its narrative, but its implications. Mahayana texts often point beyond form, stressing emptiness, non-duality, and skillful means. They suggest form is illusion, thus gender is illusion, and therefore irrelevant. Write your questions in the comments. You give me a like and a follow. I'll give you an answer. Let's not be naive. Much of what was written, transmitted, and institutionalized came through men living in male-dominated cultures. As Buddhism spread to China, Tibet, Japan, Thailand, and Sri Lanka, the cultural norms of each region shaped the status of women in the Sangha. In some cases, women were seen as dangerous distractions, in others, as karmically inferior. In still others, their spiritual roles were tolerated, not celebrated. And yet, through every generation, women kept awakening, kept teaching, kept pushing back. From Yeshe Tsogyal in Tibet to Dhammananda Bhikkhuni in Thailand, they rose against odds, against silence, against scripture. Let's move from scripture to science. Neuroscience shows that gendered brain differences exist, but they're mostly socialized, not biological. Mindfulness and meditation studies show no gender-based limits on cognitive development, insight, or awareness. In fact, some studies suggest that women, due to emotional processing and neuroplasticity, may have an advantage in certain meditative practices. What about transgender practitioners? What about non-binary people? Buddhism teaches that clinging to identity, any identity, is the source of suffering. Thus, if gender is a concept, it cannot bind or define liberation. The issue was never women's capacity, it was the system's blindness. The Dharma is perfect, institutions are not. The Buddha may have made concessions to culture, or maybe he didn't, but either way, if truth is beyond form, then awakening is available to every being, regardless of biology. Gender, caste, wealth, looks, all arise and pass. The mind that sees clearly is not male or female. It is luminous, empty, aware. So, can women attain full enlightenment? Yes, they already have. They still do, and they will, as long as the flame of truth burns beyond the walls of tradition. I'm silent flame, and this teaching is not about equality, it's about liberation. Subscribe if you're ready to see through every illusion, even the sacred ones. And tell me in the comments, have you met an awakened woman, or is that part of the story we've just never told?